Okay, so one of the initiatives here at Sacred Heart Cathedral is that we are going to try to open up Google Drive for all of the people who are going to be involved in different programs here at the Cathedral. The purpose of using this Google Drive program is to enhance our internal communications with each focus group leader, placing reports and minutes from their discussions in a common folder. All the focus groups will be able to see how other groups are responding to the process. They may also see areas that would suggest collaboration in terms of a final report. Although the parish council is meeting with the individual focus groups, this tool would enable everyone to get a sense of the whole. We envision the reports of each group being placed in the respective folders and perhaps minutes of meetings of focus group. This also permits us to have a folder for our resources and add more resources as needed without printing and distributing. A message can go out to the focus group leaders that a new document is available. Overall, we hope this allows our focus groups to stay better connected and help them to be more efficient as they discern the direction of the parish. This service we're going to review today, the step-by-steps that you can take to learn how to navigate through it, is a free service that should hopefully, as we just outlined, increase communication and collaboration across different focus groups. So first of all, we will be using the server of Google. And through Google, we have different accounts that we can use so that if there's a certain group meeting about one topic here and another group meeting about a topic here and another group meeting about a topic here, all that information can be available in a folder so everyone can see what's happening. And if there's any questions, again, it helps with that communication process. So the purpose of this video, again, is to have a walkthrough, a step-by-step of how to use this program. What you want to do first when you log onto your computer is open up an internet window. This is Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, anything with the internet access works. We ask that you go to the Google webpage, which is www.google.com. Once you are here, what you want to do is look in the top right of the screen. There will be a 9-square box which looks like an old telephone pad but with no numbers on it. You want to click on that. Once that is clicked on, you want to look at this triangle here that's labeled Drive. Once we click on that, it's going to take us to a sign-in window. For security purposes, we're not going to release the sign-in information through this video, but it will be made available to you through the Cathedral community or your parish resource. So log in. And again, once you get to this page, please put in the password, which we're not going to, again, release through this video for security reasons, but it will be provided to you through email or other method of communication. Now you've logged in. In the Drive, you will see these are the different parts of the parish where different focus groups meet. There's the Faith Formation Program, which involves the education of our youth. There's the calendar. There's the finance and other faculties. There's other focus group resources. These different programs will be available to everyone so that you can always see the different communications that are taking place within each. What we are going to look at now is how to create a new Google Doc or Google Sheet or slide. To sum this up as best possible, the way Google works is it's very similar to Microsoft Office. Similar to how you have Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Excel, Google has its own version of Google Docs, Google Slides, and Google Sheets. Okay? To create one of those is very simple. So, once you've identified which community you're working in, say, for example, Faith Formation, you would click on the Faith Formation folder. So you would click on the location which you wish the document to go. Then you would click on the red New button because you're creating a new document. Then, as you can see here, these are the different options that Google allows you to use. There's the Google Docs, the Google Sheets, which is the equivalent of Microsoft Excel, the Google Slides, which is the equivalent of Microsoft PowerPoint. And then there's more features as well, but we'll stay with these three main ones for now. If you are opening up a new Google Docs or any one of these, you would simply click on that and the document would load. And again, similar to Microsoft Word, all of the features are available. Similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, if you were using the slides, all those features would be available. You can change the title by clicking up where it says Untitled Document, and you can label it anything that you need it to. For instance, if you were meeting this weekend, you could call it April 2nd Council Minutes. And then all the information that you put in here would then be able to be viewed by anyone. So again, the purpose of us using the Google Docs and the Google Drive is so that communication and collaboration can be universal. You can look and see what each department or ministry is working on at any time. All right? Now, if we close this out, okay, and with Google, everything automatically saves. So you never have to hit a save button. What we want to look at now is how to add to pre-existing documents. So if you want to add to, we're going to go back to My Drive. If you want to add to a document that was started by someone else, there's different ways you can do that as well. So we're going to click on Social Justice. And say, for instance, we wanted to update the agenda for January 2nd. These are all the documents that are available. We would double click on that. Now this is our Google Docs for agenda for January 26th. Say for hypothetical reasons this was agenda minutes and you were on the if you were the responsible person for putting together the minutes and you see that someone left something out, you can go in and edit this. So if you were to put in, click after the question mark here and you know that there's one more thing we forgot to add, you could hit enter. And you could just start adding more to this document. So anything that's shared with you, and we'll go over the share feature in a moment, will allow you to add to a document or even remove something if you see that there was an error made. Again, this goes with our theme so far of how this system of Google Drive will allow collaboration, will allow increased communication, and allow people to make edits and changes together to make sure everyone is intertwined and involved and invested as possible. So we're going to backspace all that out because everything automatically saves on Google Drive, and we're going to close this out. So we're going to close out of this window, and we're going to go back to My Drive. And these are all the different focus groups again. Okay? So far we've learned how to sign in, and that login information will be provided to you. We've looked at how to start a new document by, again, just clicking on a folder, clicking the New button. We've also looked at how to edit an existing document by clicking on a folder, clicking on a document, editing it. Those are the fundamental introductory steps to the Google Drive system. What we are going to look at now is how to share files with your focus group. Okay, so this is going one step further. So, for example, say for instance you're in faith formation. And you would click on that. So that would open the folder. You would start a new document. So again, Google Docs, because that's sort of the Microsoft Word equivalent. And say in the youth faith formation, we were looking at curriculum for 2017. So an untitled document, we would name it Curriculum for 2017. All right, and then we would click down into our screen here. And this is something that we would want to share so that everyone could see this. Again, similar to how the folders were available for everyone to view. So whenever you want to share a document so that everyone can view it, what you would click on is the blue Share button up in the upper right-hand corner. Once you click that, you would just type in the name of the person, for instance, Father McKenna. You would type in Father McKenna's email and it would come up. And Father McKenna would now be able to edit and view this document. The only way people are going to be able to edit or view this document, however, is if there's a Gmail account. So this email address here at dor.org is not going to give him access to view this. It has to be through the Gmail account, which if everyone is signing in with the same password and login information, you probably don't need to worry too much about sharing it with everyone, because we're all going to be logging in. We'll all be able to view this. This is if in the future you want to do this. Just to show you how this would work, you could click on the individual once you see their name for the sake of example. And you would see it's there. You could add a note. Hey, Father Kevin, this is the 2017 curriculum. Please read. And then you would click send. And you would click yes. And now shared with one person. Okay, so if you want to make a new document and have everyone viewing it, you could use that process. But again, if we're all going to be sharing the same login information as is, that'll make it simple. Where the share feature is going to be important is if you want to make your own Gmail account, which again is free, let the Cathedral community know so that we could share it with you. Okay? To make a Gmail account, that's very simple. When you go to that login page, like we started off the video by explaining, it would offer you the opportunity to create a new free account. Again, one of the great things about Google is it's a free service that allows us to have an incredible amount of storage and an incredible amount of communication. So, the last thing we will talk about, so that's how to share an individual document. So maybe if you only want 1 or 2 people to be able to view a document for whatever reason, that would be the way to do that. It's usually used in rare circumstances. The last thing we're going to look at is how to share an entire folder with a focus group. So if we go back to our Drive by Xing out, and again, all changes are always saved in Drive, so you never have to worry about hitting a save button. Whenever in doubt, you can just close it out and it will do that for you. We're going to go back to My Drive. And say, for instance, you're putting together the liturgical minister's schedule. Just for sake of example, if you wanted to share a folder, you would click the red New button, New Folder, and we'll call it liturgical ministers, just for example. And you would click Create. Now that folder is going to come up over here. If we wanted to share that with everybody involved, what we would do is click on this icon right here, which has the little person with the plus sign. It says Share Liturgical Ministers. You would click on that. And then similar to the Google Docs, you would just type in every person you would want to share that with. Now again, if we're all logging in with the same login information, all of this will be available to us at all times. However, if, for instance, you wanted to share this with someone who ends up going in their own Google account, which we would encourage, you would type in that person's name. So, for instance, you could share that with, again, if you typed in Father Kevin's email address, there it is, and you would just click on it. And you could add more people. You can put Can Edit. There's other options if you click that window. You can just click just Can View so that they can't edit it. We want to make it so that everyone can edit it at all times. So you would leave it on Can Edit. And again, if you wanted to add a note, you could do that as well. You don't have to. But once you've added all the people that you want to be able to share this folder, you would simply click Send and Yes. And now this folder is shared with another person. So the last sequence of steps that we've talked about in this video are how to share documents, how to share folders. So to recap, and again, one of the convenient steps that we've taken to make this accessible to all people is this is not an overwhelming resource that people need to take an incredible amount of time to familiarize themselves with. It's actually quite step by step, and the more time you spend with it, the more familiarized you'll become with it. So to recap, you will log in, and again, by having this on video, you can pause, rewind, or even fast forward if there's a certain part you want to see. So we're going to stay on this page for now, and I'll just recap. We've talked about how to log in to get to the drive. Again, the login information will be made available to you unless you want to make your own Google account. We've talked about how to create a new document, the different types of documents that are available, the equivalent of a Microsoft Word, the equivalent of Microsoft Excel through the features here on Google, and the equivalent of Microsoft PowerPoint. And then lastly, we talked about how to share individual documents within a folder, and we talked about how to share folders. If you have any questions about further steps or need further clarification, please reach out to a member of the Cathedral community to support you in that. But overall, these are the pretty sequential steps that someone would need to take to become involved in this. And as you can see, the different folders that are available in here for the different focus groups, it's going to allow someone who logs in to see 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different focus groups. You'll be able to open up any one of those and see what's going on within each, so that you can maintain that communication that we can improve, enhance, and make more efficient through this service, which again has an incredible amount of memory available to us, and it's a free service. Thank you for watching this film, and again, if you have any questions or need clarification, please email a member of your Cathedral community to ask.